Cannot, and I repeat, you cannot defend a performance like that. The fact that we won, I'm not bothered. I'm still very angry. If you haven't watched the game, don't bother watching this review, and then I'll state exactly why now. Because, from the outside, a 1-0 away victory against a Fulham team that's been unbeaten in the past 5-6 games, considering the form that we've been in, is a good result. But if you watch the game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That was horrendous. Absolutely horrific. Abysmal performance. And every single one of those players should hang their heads in shame. And don't get me started on Mr. Frank Lampard, because if I start on him, it's game over. It's game over. He shouldn't be in a job as far as I'm concerned. He shouldn't. There are so many things that I could talk about. Tactics, formation, abysmal lineup, horrendous team selection, woeful man management, substitutions not on point, in-game management. There's so much I can talk about. There is so much. This could honestly be a half an hour long review if I wanted to make it that long. Because there is honestly so much to talk about, and it's honestly embarrassing. Where is the justice? Where is the meritocracy? Where, Lampard? Where is the meritocracy? Where? We started the game off with a lineup. The lineup, Twitter was in meltdown. I'm talking meltdown, The whole social media platform, every single one of them, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever you use, any platform you use was in complete meltdown. I'm surprised Twitter didn't even go into lockdown or some, needs to go into some engineering works or some shit like that, because I'm fuming. I don't understand. Everyone was so angry. How is Hudson-Odoi not starting that game? You saw the impact that he brought, and I called it before the game. I said, on social media to my mates, I said, listen, we're going to play poorly. Hudson-Odoi is going to come on, even though he's been treated poorly by Lampard, and he's going to save his ass. And look what happened. Exactly that's what happened. It's embarrassing. How is he not getting a game? He scored 2 goals in the past 2 games. And he's not getting a single look in. How is he not starting this game? This game is made for him in his natural left-wing position. It's an utter disgrace. It's a disgrace from Lampard. What are you doing? Honestly, what are you doing? It's an absolute embarrassment. It's honestly a joke. If Hudson-Odoi put in a performance similar to what Pulisic or Ziyech put in, he wouldn't see the football pitch for about a whole season. He wouldn't. It's an agenda. I'm convinced it's an agenda at this point. Don't give me this rubbish that he's nurturing him in or something. Don't give me that bollocks. That man is under pressure. He needs to play players on merit, and as he says, quote unquote, in press conferences and multiple interviews, I play players on merit. Where is the meritocracy? Where is it? Where is the justice? You don't play players on merit. You contradict yourself in every single press conference, every single interview. The Tomori situation, you mentioned in the press conference, Tomori has a long-term future at this club. Really? Well, Fabrizio Romano this morning has just come out and said that Tomori is going to AC Milan on an 18-month loan with an option to buy. So if he performs at AC Milan are buying him on a permanent option. So then what? He has no future at this club. So again, contradicting yourself consistently, and then you expect us, the fan base, to believe every single word that comes out your mouth. Really? Really? Because I don't believe anything that comes out your mouth. I loved you as a player. I loved you. You were a legend. But I can separate my emotions from what you were as a player and what you were as a manager. Because you are not good enough as a manager. That is a simple fact. You are a rookie manager. You are not good enough for Chelsea. You are not. You are not good enough for this football club. And if this football club had bollocks, they would sack you. I don't care that we won. Fulham were down to 10 men and they got sent off a minute before half-time. A minute before half-time. This is a relegation team. Lethargic passing. Nothing going forward. You could say I'm ranting that we won. I'm a plastic, I'm fake. Did you see that performance? One of the worst performances this season, and we won the game somehow with the Mason Mount winner. Of course, ironically, it's going to be Mason Mount that Lampard picks every game, week in, week out. But again, Mason Mount, let me mention his performance quickly. Top performance from him. He was one of the only players that played well today. His high-intensive pressing, his energy, and of course, he got the winner. So fair play to Mason Mount. Top player. He's got a good future at Chelsea. So, proud of his performance. But you can obviously tell half of those players not even playing for him. Why is Rudiger starting? Honestly, what is going on at this football club? Please, someone explain something to me. What is going on at this football club? What has Zuma done to be dropped? I need to know. If he's done something wrong in training, be open and be transparent with the club. Say it in your press conference that, he hasn't been doing too well in training. I've gone to, switch things up. I've stuck in Rudiger. No, you stay silent as per usual. Reece James, I'm assuming he's got a knee injury. Again, doesn't say anything as Pellegrini plays, and he got ripped by Robinson, by the way, who thankfully got sent off with a minute to go. Because I'll tell you this right now, if Robinson stayed on the pitch and Fulham were not down to 10 men, we were not getting the 3 points today. We were not. It took us until the 78th minute to score when Fulham were down 10 men since the 44th minute. It took us half an hour against a 10-man Fulham to score a goal, and we only scored 1 goal. Utter joke, man. It's an absolute embarrassment, and people can defend this performance, defend it. And it's going to save Lampard's job. Lampard ain't getting sacked now because we've got the 3 points. We've got the 3 points, so of course he's going to be safe. But I'll tell you this now, if Leicester pack us on Tuesday, it's game over for that man. It's game over. For me, I'm convinced it's inevitable. That man is getting sacked. But what's happening here is the inevitable is being delayed because he's won now, so that's his job saved for another 2-3 days. But, you know, if we get battered by Leicester, this means nothing. This means absolutely nothing. The performance was diabolical. It was a diabolical shambles. And every single one of those players, not just Lampard, tactically was inept. Tactically completely out of his depth tonight. Completely out of his depth. As I said, the formation and tactical substitutions was completely off. It took until the 70th minute to bring on our best player so far, Callum Hudson-Odoi. What has this man got to do to get some game time and start a Premier League game? What has this man got to do? Please, someone explain to me what he offers aesthetically, dribbling, his end product, his finishing. Come on, man. He's our most threatening player in the front three. Honestly. Pulisic was abysmal today. I'm not going to blame him too much because, again, he's a top player for us, but was poor. Ziyech, poor again. Only a 72% pass completion rate. Werner, don't get me started. That man came on and missed 2 sitters straight away. I don't know what's happened to that man. I don't know if he stopped playing for Lampard. I don't know if his confidence is short. God knows what's happened to that man. Giroud, missed a sitter. Poor. Decent link-up play. That whole team was poor today. Jorginho and Kovacic, I love both of them. Again, really lightweight, weak midfield. Not able to operate in half spaces, move the ball quickly. Lost the ball a lot. We got overrun in midfield. As I stated in my preview that I was worried about, if we started the Jorginho and Kovacic midfield, we'd get overrun, physically in the midfield. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. I was so disappointed with today's performance, man. So lethargic, slow passing, lack of build-up, sideways passing on a consistent basis, not enough quick passing. There's not enough urgency, not enough energy in this team. You're in such poor form. Your managers are under pressure. Surely you expect a reaction from your players. Some urgency, some energy. You look for something. You look for some inspiration. You look for something. What did we get? We received nothing. Yet again. Week in, week out, we received nothing. It took until Mason Mount to score a goal in the 78th minute to secure the 3 points. And Fulham could easily equalise towards the last 4 or 5 minutes when we looked really shaky. Against Fulham, Fulham. 10 men as well. 10 men Fulham, man. Come on. Seriously. Are you not embarrassed? Are you actually not embarrassed? This is honestly embarrassing. If I was Roman, he's gone. I know he won't go because he won the game. And fair play. Look, that's the only positive I can take. Clean sheet, 3 points, we won away from home. That is the 3 main positives. Maybe also Mason Mount's performance. That's it. Mendy looked shaky. Even before we scored, we could have easily conceded. That back pass was horrific. Chilwell, one-dimensional this game. Azpilicueta, again, another one-dimensional player. Honestly, these poor performances, they cannot continue. They cannot continue. This is simply not good enough. It's not. We've got a tough away game against Leicester on Tuesday. And I'm convinced that, we play anything like this against Leicester, who are flying high at the top of the table. We play anything like this against Leicester, we are getting packed. We are getting absolutely smashed. We may as well bend over and get piped. 4-0 defeat. I'm telling you now. We will get absolutely embarrassed and we'll get made an absolute laughing stock Tuesday evening. It's going to happen. Write it down. We play anything like that. If you have any hope on Tuesday, these players have got to perform. Lampard has to pick the correct lineup, the correct formation, set out the correct tactics. Kante's returning for that game, thankfully. So we have some high-intensive pressing, some energy, some athleticism in that midfield. Kovacic a poor game, but I'm convinced he's not playing for Lampard anymore. So many piss-poor performances. I don't care that we won. This was terrible. This is honestly terrible. The performance was shocking. As I said, the only 3 main positives, we won. We got a clean sheet. We won away from home. Nothing more to say. As Mourinho would always say, I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. I prefer not to speak. I honestly prefer not to speak. If I continue, it's not going to look good on Lampard. It's not. Honestly, I don't want to see anyone defending this performance. You can be happy that we won. That's acceptable. But I don't want to see anyone defending this performance. Because that was a horror show. Ah, man.